it's kind of like a reverse brainwashing, so to speak, because everyone tells me, they say, Jerry, you're just brainwashing people, you know, when they come to my seminars. You're brainwashing people and so forth. And I just say, hey, they've already been brainwashed.
No, it's the opposite.
You know,
it's called dehypnosis.
Dehypnosis.
It's dehypnotizing what they've already been hypnotized, because hypnosis means sleep. Hypno from sleep. So hypnosis is when you learn when you're relaxed and you repeat things, but you didn't remember that you learned them. So you dehypnotize people by helping them take in stuff that's good for them, rather than not recognize they're taking in stuff that's bad for them. Wow. So obviously you have to read a lot of books, listen to a lot of programs, listen to positive radio, watch the Discovery Channel, watch National Geographic, listen to great music, and go out to ethnic restaurants and watch people who are doing great things, and you know, really get involved with people who are trying to make a difference in the world. And the next thing you know, you say, wow, some of that stuff's rubbing off on me.
Now, what do you say to someone who's, you know, they're watching and they're listening right now, and they're saying, you know, one of the things is that I listen to tapes and I read the books and so forth, but when it comes to really taking action, sometimes I might start to take an action, and then I kind of like stop. So they're not able to be consistent with the action they know they should be taking, and so they end up procrastinating. What do you say to people like that?
Well, I say that's a little voice inside you that tells you you can't do it. It's the voice of fear. We all have that little voice inside of us. So what you say to them is find someone who will keep you honest by making you accountable by having a buddy. And the buddy says, wait a minute, you and I said we said we were going to meet at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I showed and you didn't. Come on. You said you were going to be there. And when you announce to somebody else that you're going to do something, you kind of make a commitment back and forth to a friend. So it's really important maybe not to try to do it alone, because by ourselves, I'm a great procrastinator. I was going to go to the program, but I put it off. You know, I went to the memory program, but I forgot where I put the tape.
Now, what about happiness? That's one key thing that people ask me all the time. They say, you know, how do I become happy? You know, it's like a lot of people are chasing things in order to be happy. They think they have to get something in order to be happy. What's your take on happiness, and what is happiness, and where can people get it or find it for people that are chasing for it?
That's just it. You can't drive it, you can't wear it, you can't live in it, you can't drink it, smoke it, snort it, you can't travel to it. Happiness is the experience of the journey. It's like brushing your teeth or driving your car. It's a second nature kind of thing, and it doesn't come as a result of anything. Because if you're waiting for results to make you happy, they're going to be good results and bad results. So you'll be happy sometimes and sad other times. The experience of happiness becomes a way of looking at everything. And so I am happy because that's the way I am, because that's the way I've been thinking. But it isn't a result of anything that's happened to me. I just decided to be a happy guy. And so when I look at something, I say, can do, no problem. That's not going to make me unhappy. And they say, come on, you just came back from Africa. There are 400,000 child refugees from AIDS over there. Don't tell me that doesn't make you sad. I said, it makes me compassionate. It makes me want to do something. It makes me grateful that I live where I live. It makes me not want to waste. It makes me want to help them. But it can't make me unhappy, because if it makes me unhappy, I wouldn't have the energy or the excitement to help them. I wouldn't have the passion, because passion, in my case, comes from being excited and being happy.
And that's powerful, is that it's a choice. And that's a really
Happiness is a choice. It really is a choice. And people say, come on, how can I be happy? And you say, well, try it. You know.
Because for people thinking that it's going to take something else, when they get that something else, then they start to realize, well, maybe this is not it. Maybe it's going to take something else. So they're always looking for something else to make them happy. And that's probably one of the reasons that actually causes some of the addictions and some of the things that we have, is because once they realize it's not that, they start feeling depressed. And, oh, my goodness, what is it? And then they start all this addictive behavior.
Well, a lot of there's an answer to a riddle, too. And the riddle is, do we sing because we're happy? Or do we become happy because we sing? But yes, the answer is true. So let's say you're not happy. I believe that if you sing a happy song, the lyrics and the tune will create more happiness in you. So as simple as it sounds, if you're singing a happy song, the mind doesn't know the difference that you're unhappy or happy. So when I sing, You know, it's like whistling when you're afraid.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's
You
right.
know, you say, why are you whistling? Well, I'm afraid, and I'm trying to whistle myself out of being afraid. Well, it really happens that way. And so I try to sing a happy song in life, even if I'm not really happy at the moment, and it gets me back into where I think I belong.
Wow. So as we're wrapping up here, why do you feel it's important for people to come to events like the Jim Rohn Leadership event that we're at right now, and all the different trainings that you do and Brian Tracy does and all the other trainers out there that have great and valuable information to share? Why do you think that's important for people who are listening or watching right now to constantly engage themselves in that type of activity?
Because 90% of what you'll ever see and hear is negative on a daily and nightly basis, and you have to do something to overcome that. And I think Zig says it best. You know, he and I started speaking together about 1974.
Wow.
And he said that just because you take a bath, that doesn't mean you don't need to take one tomorrow.
Wow.
So one bath does not make you clean, and therefore one seminar does not change your life. Billy Graham and I are really good friends, and he said, I don't change lives, Dennis. I give them information, and I give them maybe a little bit of input to cause them to think a little more. But he said they'd have to come to hundreds and hundreds of meetings before they would decide to really make a change. So I think these meetings are catalysts. They're constant reminders that we can do this stuff if we just keep that more in mind than the evening news.
That is excellent. Now, I know that people that are listening and watching right now, they can go to jimrohn.com and find some of the materials that you have, but you also have a website that have a lot more materials that they're not going to be able to find there. Is it DennisWaitley.com?
Sure, they can go to DennisWaitley.com or just Waitley.com, just WAITLEY.com.
Okay, and if they go to Dennis, they spell it with one N.
Yes. Yeah, if they go to Dennis Waitley, yeah, I'm a one-N Dennis. My mom lost an N.
Well, Dennis, we appreciate your time, your energy, and I thank you personally for over all the years of coming out with the empowering information that actually empowered my life and actually allowed me to create millionaire status and be able to produce great results in my life and go out there and share with other people. So on behalf of myself and all the other people at this Jim Rohn Leadership event and all the other people that are watching and that are listening that don't happen to be at this event right now, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart and say keep up the great work out there and keep empowering people like you do.
Thank you very much, and you've got the baton for the next generation.
Thank you.
Gladly hand it to you.
I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Thank you.